Hello there, everyone. Welcome to your weekly weekend MTA Planned Work Queens Subways video, and I have to talk about the Long Island Railroad this weekend. How fun is that going to be? And I may have to make an epic rant regarding it at the end of the video, but yes, this is for the weekend of June 1st. Today is Friday, June 1st, 2018. And lasting until Monday, June 4th. So, quickly want to mention again, if you need the 7 will be available this weekend, but just a heads up, Times Square shuttle will not run overnight this weekend. So if you're looking to go between Grand Central 42nd and Times Square 42nd on the 42nd Street shuttle, you will not be able to use it overnights at all this weekend. So 7 will be available. I'm just going to quickly mention, do not take the M42. I'll just quickly mention that. Alright, so yes, as this is popping up, M train service suspended for another weekend. Beginning tonight at 8:30, there will be no M train service between Forest Hill, 71st Avenue, and the Latte Exit Street in Brooklyn due to signal improvement. So I'll just quickly remind everybody, if you need any service to Queensboro Plaza at all this weekend, please take the E, R, or 7 train. If you need service to Court Square 23rd Street, please take the E train. Service will resume Monday morning, June 4th. Again, I just wish the MTA would give the time, but I know service will be back in time for the morning commute on Monday morning, June 4th. Is the R affected in Queens this weekend? Believe it or not, the R will not be affected at all in Queens this weekend, but I was checking my email and there's a big issue going on in Brooklyn, so highly recommend, if you're looking for any information in Brooklyn regarding the R this weekend, please visit the Weekender website. I will put the link for it in the description below, but I did see in my email that the R is going to be a big headache in Brooklyn this weekend, but I'm only focusing on Queens because this is strictly a channel focused on Queens. So sorry to everybody in Brooklyn, but if you're looking for that information, that will be available on the Weekender website. However, I want to quickly mention, our trains will not be going to Jamaica 179th Street this weekend. I have mentioned in the past 2 update videos that they were doing it because of the planned work, of course, and for rail fans, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to enjoy that luxury this weekend. So, I know people were telling me that they want the original route to come back, but that's why we have subways the way they are. You have the E starting at Parsons and Archer, and then you have the F starting at 179th and Hillside. So I don't want to have a discussion about it. That's the last thing I need, is to go into it. Now, I have to go into the chaos with the E train this weekend. And this is going to be interesting. This is also going to affect the F in a way, and I'll get into that in a sec. Starting at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow morning and lasting until 5 o'clock in the morning, Monday, June 4th, E-trains will run local in both directions between 71st Avenue and Queensboro Plaza due to signal maintenance. Stops will include 36th Street, Stanway Street, 46th Street, Northern Boulevard, 65th Avenue, Elmhurst Avenue, Grand Avenue, Newtown, Woodhaven Boulevard, 63rd Drive, Rego Park, and 67th Avenue. So for a couple rail fans, I'm suggesting that you should take advantage this weekend and try documenting it. Because I'm only trying to talk to the people in the transit forums, because they do a lot of rail fanning. So if they are watching this is a good weekend to document it. It's going to be interesting, I will say that. Now, if only we can get the Chi train to run back to Kew Gardens Union Turnpike. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But This will also take place on the F train. Pretty much the same time frame I just talked about with the E. The F will be running local in both directions between Forest Hill, 71st Avenue, and 21st Street, Queensbridge, due to the signal maintenance. And I pretty much said it earlier from the last slide. This is going to be a little bit of a historical making event. A lot of people in Jamaica might be happy this weekend that they have an easy alternative to go over to the Queens Center Mall this weekend, where they don't have to transfer at Forest Hill 71st Avenue just to go to the mall. So if anybody's in Jamaica or coming from Fresh Meadows this weekend, as an example, or anywhere along the Q46 route, this would be a good weekend to go over to those stations that you normally would go over to and take advantage. If, let's say, you're going to the Queens Center Mall, or I don't know, you may want to go car shopping at Major World this weekend and go to Woodside, or I don't know, do something in Astoria. This is a good weekend to take advantage of it. This is actually a positive. So a lot more local trains for people this weekend. I will admit that. I mean, the MTA, I'll give them credit. They planned ahead for this. And I'll just quickly mention, they have to get the work done. Signal maintenance is a very big deal because in the long run, especially between Monday and Friday, of course, we have to make sure, as strap hangers, that our precious E and F trains run express at all times during the week. So thankfully, I will not be taking the subway next week. That's a good thing, but I won't get into why until later on. But before I go off topic, we got to talk about another headache in Woodside. And this is completely unacceptable because guess what? The Mets are playing at Citi Field this weekend. This starts at 3:45 a.m. tomorrow morning and lasting until 10 o'clock on Sunday night. No end trains between Ditmars Boulevard and Queensboro Plaza due to track replacement. Shuttle buses will be available. However, the N will still run between Queensboro Plaza and Stillwell Avenue, Coney Island. Yes, the shuttle buses will be making all stops between Ditmars Boulevard and Queensboro Plaza. You can transfer between trains and buses at Queensboro Plaza. W trains do not run on weekends, just a heads up, so W trains will not be available. But, I do mean but, Queensboro Plaza, you will have options to transfer to the 7 train, and if you're a little bit of an adventurer, you can go over to the other platform. I know it's a little bit of a headache to go on Queens Boulevard, but you can go to the believe it or not, EF. Well, no, not really, no, because the F's not going to be going to, the F's not going to be going to Queensboro Plaza. It's going right to Queensbridge. So, E and R trains will be available at Queensboro Plaza as well. So 7 and E, R will be available at Queensboro Plaza, but not the M. So you will have the option to transfer between bus and subway from the shuttle buses to get into the city this weekend. I'm urging you all this weekend in Astoria, if you are going to Citi Field, please plan extra time ahead. If you are going to Citi Field this weekend, because I know the Mets are playing over there this weekend. So please remember that. So that is the end of the PowerPoint. I'm going to take you all, I almost said show you all, but I'm going to take you all to the Long Island Railroad Service Changes website. We will discuss the headaches that the Long Island Railroad's giving people this weekend. So, here are the headaches coming for the Long Island Railroad this weekend. First issue we got to talk about is the Port Washington branch. Tomorrow morning, June 2nd, buses will be replacing 4 early morning trains between Great Neck and Port Washington from 1:15 a.m. to 5:35 a.m. to accommodate Sperry rail testing. Train service will be affected as following. So, as you can see here, 2 eastbound trains will be terminating at Great Neck from Penn Station. Then you have these 2 trains. So basically, for eastbound customers will board a bus or van at Great Neck for service to stations Manhasset, Plain Dome, and Port Washington. Please plan for up to 30 minutes of additional travel time, pretty much. And the same thing with the westbound service. You have these 2 trains over here. Then you have, of course, the link. Obviously, I will be posting this link for the planned service changes in the description below. You want to get your schedule, your PDF, all available there. And then you have the early morning service getting impacted because of this. Oh, my bad. I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, here we go. And this is another headache for people on the Port Washington branch. Tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. and noon Sunday, and Sunday morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., train service between Penn and Port Washington will be reduced from half hourly to, guess what? Accommodate the positive train control testing between Woodside and Bayside. Well, take a look at this. You have more trains getting impacted because of this. So I'll zoom out so you all can see. Yeah, take a look at this. And this is pretty much inconvenient for people who have to go over to Citi Field this weekend. It's inconvenient in a way, because then you're going to have overcrowding eastbound from Penn. And westbound, guess what? Overcrowding. And I'm going to quickly mention this. This will be completely unacceptable if they are doing PTC next weekend, because you have a lot of events going on next weekend. You have Belmont Stakes next Saturday. Next weekend, you have the Subway Series with the Yankees and the Mets. And then you have the Puerto Rican Day Parade on June 10th. So, again, they cannot be doing this. They cannot be screwing people next weekend. Do it overnights on weekends, I get it, but I was going to quickly mention to the Long Island Railroad that you got to plan ahead for Belmont. Okay, so I don't really want to try to read this much. East Side, again, the Herald interlocking. I mean, this is a big headache. This is a big headache on the Huntington Port Chef branch. And they promised to keep half-hourly service. I want to quickly rant and rave about this, because this is not right at all. So I'll quickly go into the example here of how incompetent the Long Island Railroad really is. So let's say you're going to Hicksville, right? Well, my bad. I thought that's the wrong schedule. That is the wrong schedule. I don't know where it is. That's an epic fail on me. But if I may have to open up another tab for you. I'll quickly go into that issue of the bus, the cheese coming back. But let me find out the schedule. So I will pull it up for all of you. And thankfully, I finally got all believe it or not, all of OBS to finally work. I finally figured this thing out because, see, you're not seeing anything else on my computer screen right now. This is amazing. Here we go. So this is for Herald interlocking, so we'll see if this is the right schedule. As I said, I cannot find it. Here we go. Okay, Hicksville. Now, I get Hicksville is going to keep its regular service. Actually, no. Hicksville gets to keep all of its regular service. They actually changed this. Am I seeing this correctly? Because I thought I was going to have an epic rant about the service on the Huntington Port Jefferson branch only going half-hourly, going hourly. Wow, look at all the trains they're getting. Oh, sort of an epic fail. Look at this, 10:58 a.m., 11:40 a.m. A little bit of an epic fail, but I'm sorry if my vocabulary is going off. I just wanted to review the schedule here. So pretty much it looks like pretty much the Long Island Railroad listened to Pine Power's rant about the schedule is being messed up on the Huntington Port Jefferson branch, because it looks like Hicksville is going to be keeping its half-hourly service to Penn Station. Take a look at this, everyone. Yeah. So no sacrifice this weekend. Looks like people are going to be able to go into the city this weekend. Yeah, but look at this. Here's an epic fail. Right. This is an epic fail. Huntington's getting, if I'm seeing this correctly, Huntington's only getting trains leaving every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. How is this acceptable? You know what it is? Because all the trains are originating from Hicksville. That's right. Yep, here's an epic fail. I just realized it, everyone. Now I realized it. Yep. You're screwed in Huntington. You're screwed. You only get hourly service. The Long Island Railroad lied to you. Yeah, so that's why John was ranting. See, now I figured it out. I just love recording my reaction. It's priceless. But yeah, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Proof is right here. Westbound service. We'll take a look at the eastbound for a sec on the Huntington line. Yep. See? See what I mean? More blatancy from the Long Island Railroad. And honestly, it's nothing to yell about because this is the new normal. This is the new normal. Look at this. Babylon gets to keep its half-hourly service. How is this acceptable? It's not right at all. It really, really isn't. So here we go again with the cheese. Here we go again with the cheese, everyone. The cheese is back. The cheese is back. Can't believe I'm saying it. The cheese is. How many more times do I have to keep saying it just to prove the point that I'm sick and tired of these school buses being sent out between Hicksville and Ronkonkoma? I had to mute my mic. I'm sorry. It's just that, one, I don't want echoing, and two, I'm at a loss for words. So you got two reasons why that editing is necessary. But yes, yep. To accommodate the track work related to the double track project, buses will be replacing trains between Ronkonkoma and Hicksville starting at 12:02 a.m. for the first westbound bus that will leave Ronkonkoma. The first eastbound bus will depart Hicksville at 12:59 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, I'm going to be saying this again, and I'm urging everybody on the Ronkonkoma line. If you need service this weekend, please take the Babylon branch. And I don't want to say it again. It just gets so annoying. They're pretty much telling you to take the Babylon branch. This has been going on for months. Months. I'm really hoping this is the last weekend that they will be doing this. Because again, I mentioned earlier about the big sporting events we're going to be having. Guess what's coming out on June 15th? That's right, The Incredibles sequel. One of the most anticipated movies of the summer. The railroad can't be screwing people that weekend. How are they going to get between Ronkonkoma and Hicksville if they want to go to the Hicksville movie theater, or if they want to go take the shuttle bus from Deer Park to go to the Deer Park movie theater? The railroad needs to plan ahead. They need to know when big theatrical releases are coming out. And then the week after, you have the Jurassic World movie coming out. And then I think in July, there's another big movie coming out with Marvel. I think it's Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm pretty sure that's what they're releasing in July. And then that would probably be it for the summer blockbuster season. Everybody's saying the Christopher Robin movie could be a big deal, but it won't be as big as an anticipated movie like The Incredibles 2. So again, the railroad needs to plan ahead. The railroad needs to plan ahead. Alright? And thank goodness, maybe they planned ahead this weekend because they figured, okay, we don't want to screw people for Belmont. We don't want to screw people for the Subway Series. And we don't want to screw people for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Alright? So that's what they've pretty much figured out. But they better, and I really mean this, they better not screw people on the weekend of June 15th, June 16th when The Incredibles 2 is coming out. Because if people have already pre-purchased their tickets at Hicksville or Deer Park at those movie theaters, people are not going to be happy if they can't take the train to get over to Deer Park. They really won't be happy, or they can't get to Hicksville. They don't want to deal with these yellow school buses. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this week. And I want to quickly apologize. I'm sorry I couldn't go to the Long Island Railroad meetings. I know that there was one yesterday in Adelphi, and then there's another one at MacArthur Airport. I'm still annoyed that Philip Ng could not come to Queens because, I'll mention it quickly, there's many places that he could have done it at. He could have done it at York College. He could have done it at the main branch location of Queens Library, or he could have went to St. John's University. But they didn't want to think about the customers in Queens, so we'll only focus on Long Island. I quickly wanted to make that point, but yeah. That's pretty much it. Please plan in general for, I always say this every weekend, additional travel time. And once again, Ronkonkoma riders, avoid the buses this weekend. If you need service into the city, go to Babylon. Or find a way to get over to Babylon, because Babylon will be your friend this weekend. And don't let the snobs intimidate you. Alright? They're going to have to put up with you. I think this is the way to revolt against the LIRR, in my opinion. That's the way I feel. And thankfully, I'm not impacted because guess what? I may be taking the Oyster Bay branch this weekend. So, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.